next episode, you will get to hear about us playing pen and paper Dungeons and Dragons, motherfucker.
Dungeons and Dragons. We're doing D&D. So yeah, we got invited and snapped up the opportunity to attend a Dungeons and Dragons tournament hosted by
Matthew Mercer.
Such a nice guy.
Right.
He has beautiful hair. Although if you cut it off, he loses all of his power.
He's not really as good an actor
No,
if
he's
you
terrible.
cut his hair off.
But he's hosting a D&D event.
He's a dungeon master, Sam. He's a master of dungeons.
Wow, I don't know what that means. Here's the thing, guys. I've never played D&D. I don't know how to do it, and frankly, I'm frightened.
Right. Well, I'm a little frightened too, but so Sam has never done this. I played Dungeons and Dragons when I was in high school, like maybe sophomore. And I was our dungeon master when we did it.
Wow.
Right.
Nerd cred.
Yeah. But it was kind of a bastardized version. I was also playing. We were just really excited, and we were nerdy. I mean, I'm nerdy now, but I've sort of couched it in a fun career.
Nerd drop.
But I have some experience. I understand how it goes. Now, I was 16 when I did it. It's been a long time, but you have zero experience.
I don't know what, and we got an email from Matt asking us to pick our characters.
Right. For anyone who's familiar, I mean, normally you have a campaign, Sam.
Okay.
And what that means is it's ongoing. It's like Charles Dickens. It's a serial drama. You get together regularly.
Really?
People
do this?
People do it a lot.
Wow.
But Matt says that it's a one-off.
Okay.
So
it's going to be a self-contained short story.
Right. Your first taste of the drug is free. Okay. So it's a one-off, but you don't know anything about this.
No,
so
and I have to pick a character, and they've given me things like I can be a human, dwarf, elf, halfling,
Slow down.
Goliath. What are these things? What do I do? Can I just be Sam? So we'll be using our imaginations to tell a story about elves and orcs and things like that. And
yes.
And the closest I've come to playing D&D is I saw the Community episode where they played Dungeons and Dragons.
Right.
So we choose characters for ourselves, and then the Dungeon Master sort of paints us a yarn and puts our characters in a world, and we get to roll dice to
Dice
figure
is
out
the singular.
what. No, die is the singular.
Die is the yes. Matthew will have the whole story in his head. And it's choose your own adventure. We can make choices, but it'll be, walled in within the confines of Matthew's brain.
So help me choose my character. Should I be a cleric, rogue, halfling, Goliath? Or should I be a ranger, wizard, tiefling? What is that?
Tiefling is just a person with sort of like ram's head horns.
That sounds fun.
Devilly person.
A devilly. Oh,
yes.
I don't like that.
So the only thing I would steer you against, stay away from rogue, because Laura Bailey and I are probably going to battle over that.
Okay.
I was right to the front line and said, I'm a half-elf rogue. And Travis said that Laura was a little pissed that I jumped on that.
Wow.
Because that's sort of her territory.
There's already animosity.
Well, what I recommended is that Laura Bailey and I have the same birthday. So I said, why don't we be twins?
Oh.
We could be half-elf twins.
Ooh, I like that. Can I just be the worst? What's the worst? I'll be the worst character.
Well,
is
you
that
could be like
a
gnome?
Sure, what's that?
Well, it's just a small person, a very small person.
So it's just a short guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got to pick a race. There's elves and there's humans and there's half elves because they like having sex together.
Oh, God.
And half
Gross.
orcs, and there are the tieflings. There are dragon people. What are we calling those? I can't remember what they're. Dragonborn.
So, all right. So we've established I'm going to be a garden gnome.
Oh, you are going to do gnome?
Well, you said you're picking my character for me.
Okay, gnome.
Okay, I'm a gnome, of course.
Then you have to pick
a class.
So
cleric, fighter, rogue, ranger, paladin, wizard, bard. Ooh.
Bards play. You'll have like a lute or a mandolin, and you'll play.
Do I fight with this thing?
Occasionally, but more you strum your guitar. And it inspires us all and gives us bonuses for our attacks, or makes us feel better.
Do I actually, in the playing of this game, do I actually have to sing songs?
Yeah,
do I have to bust out like Eminem's, like, lose yourself in the moment, you know it. Just to inspire you guys to like do better? Come on, guys. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight.
I think Matthew will give you extra points for that.
Okay.
But if you like hitting things with a stick, I would go warrior. If you want to be a gnome of the cloth, you could be a cleric and get powers from the gods, the deities above. You could be a cleric. You could be a ranger, which is like Robin Hood, I guess. You shoot arrows. Okay. Do you want to be like a physical tiny person, or do you want to be a tiny person who makes magic happen? You'll have attributes like how high is your strength, your dexterity, your wisdom, your charisma.
Off the chart.
And these are and those things factor into, sometimes you'll like meet a merchant and say, I want to try to smooth talk her into giving me a discount.
But I can because I'm a smooth talking gnome.
Gnome, right? Who knows all the tricks for under the sheets.
And I can bust out some M&M.
It sounds like you want to pick a high charisma because high charisma people are very attractive. You could be a stunning gnome.
I don't even need that. I've already got that in spades.
When we say gnome, I don't mean, as tall as this beer can. The gnomes are like up to my knee maybe, or maybe my thigh.
But
so
do
that's
they have tall pink hair that you can style?
You can make that happen. But I really encourage you to go gnome because normally people wuss out and they want to look all like Kate Moss. No one ever goes for the gnome.
I'm going gnome.
Or the dwarf.
I'm going gnome.
Thank you, Sam.
Sure.
For taking that hit. I will be a Kate Moss-esque half-elf, but you can take that hit for the team. Thank you.
No, I will definitely be a gnome and possibly a bard gnome or a cleric gnome because I want to be as dorky as possible.
That's amazing.
And we're going to do this when it's coming up in like a week or two, right?
Oh, it's early December. I can't. Yeah, okay.
Last time we challenged ourselves to play Dungeons and Dragons straight up old school pen and paper.
We did it.
We did it.
We went in there.
Oh my God.
And we might have been snake bit because
it was awesome.
It was fucking awesome, okay? I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna blow the compression on the microphone. It was fucking awesome. And every fear that I had, that I would want more of it, that I would become addicted to it in one session, I'm watching the waveforms blow Pro Tools wide open. I want more. I want more. And I'm not the only one. Then, okay, so after we all settled in, we settled around a table, and it was me and you. I was a half-elf rogue.
I was a
gnomic bard.
I was a bard gnome, so I sang most of my stuff.
And it came in very handy.
Yes.
You also had very high perception. That came in handy.
It was incredible. I can't believe it took me 36 years to play this game. It's been there the whole time.
And now perhaps you'll play them for the next 36
years.
It's
so great. Guys, if you get a chance, go get out a pen and paper and play some D&D because it's so much fun. And we're going to definitely do this again. It's not even it's going to become a regular thing.
It'll be its own thing, I think, outside of this podcast.
Liam, question for you from Depth the Sierra.
Howdy.
You said a bit ago that you chose Sam's class and race for this campaign. How did Sam react when you revealed he was going to play as a Goblin Rogue?
Well, it's a funny thing because I never said that. Sam said that.
Sam said that, correct.
And it's almost true. Sam, for months, was like, I don't know what I want to do. And I sort of brainstormed, and I was like, I think the coolest thing I think would be if you were a Goblin Rogue, because it's totally different what you did. You're the funniest fucker in this group, and I think that there'd be a lot of comedy there for you, possibly. I threw out Swashbuckler, too, as another possible option. And then he just kept saying, like, I don't know. And then he said, Liam chose my character. So.
Good disclaimer. It's very Sam. Into the fire.
That's hilarious.
But he didn't tell, like, being a lady goblin. Nothing to do with me. That was all Sam.
Oh, interesting. Makes sense.
I chose my character because Liam told me that's what my race and class was going to be. But I am excited because my charisma is so low. It's a 5, which is the opposite of Scanlan Shorthall.
Yeah, what was it? What was Scanlan's?
22 or something.
My God.
Something like that. It was a lot.
Your charisma's 5.
Yeah, it's 5.
That's great.
Yeah, which is really cool and challenging. I like to do stuff out of my comfort zone. And Brian, every day of my life I play a high charisma character. So
yes, you do.
So it's a real big stretch.
TV's voiceover director to the stars.
Yes, just walking around. Yeah.
Just walking around. Mm-hmm. Liam has said that Not was Sam's decision after some suggestions, and Sam said that Liam picked it for him and he went with it. Can you finally reveal who actually made the decision?
I don't understand. You told me to be a Goblin Rogue, and I was a Goblin Rogue.
No. That's not what happened.
No.
No. you said, I don't really know what I should be. And then you did that big smile because your mouth is gigantic.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, you know what I think you could do? It would be really cool. Would be to be like a Goblin Rogue. And you went,
Yeah, that's it.
That's not it. And then you went, I don't know. And I said, all right, you know what's cool? Swashbuckler. That's kind of cool. And I trotted out. Those are the only two I remember now is Goblin Rogue and Swashbuckler. But there was
Swashbuckler a type of rogue?
It's a type of rogue, but we talked about other things as well. Then we went away and we didn't talk about it for 2 months.
I feel like we're in a fight right now.
We are, bitch.
I should leave.
And 2 months later, you came out and said, I'm a Goblin Rogue. And I was really pleased and touched and happy because I couldn't wait to watch it. I ain't tell you to do shit.
Maybe in my way.
In my drunken stupor, forgot that I had.
So in my mind, how it went was,
All I hear is aerators right now.
you told me Goblin Rogue. In my head, I was like, that's it, I'm done. But let me entertain these other options to humor him and to explore other things. But from the first word, I was fully committed to whatever your suggestion was.
Do I have that kind of power?
You do.
I'm going to
If you
use it
told
now.
me
Him.
to eat that whole bowl of popcorn right now.
No, I
That's
want
not
you
a
to.
big, that's not a crazy.
Sam, Liam famously picks your character's race and class for each campaign. What was your reaction when he picked Robot Healer? And where did the therapist idea come from? Well, Liam is my race and class benefactor, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And for this one, you said robot and you said cleric. And I think the wheels started turning because we've had several clerics on our show before in various campaigns. You had your Pike, sort of a classic healer cleric type, and Jester, bad healer.
He's terrible.
And Caduceus.
You're awful.
Clerics are very flexible, though. There's a lot of different ways to play clerics.
Caduceus had his own vibe and calmness. And I just wanted to find something that was a little like a different spin on it. Also, with my characters, I tend to try to do things. I try to find characters that I don't know much about. I try to delve into things that I'd like to learn more about, and I famously have never gone through therapy or anything like that, and so I kind of wanted to know what it's about, and so I
Should really try it. It's pretty cool.
I mean, yeah.
No, but like
therapy's great.
We talked about it like at the very beginning where you're like, I'm gonna delve into this.
I got some books.
You're like, is this cool?
Yeah,
I'm like,
therapy
yeah.
for dummies.
I got a Therapy for Dummies book. I also talked to a few friends who are in various fields of psychiatry and psychology. And also, my character is maybe not the greatest therapist, but it gives me an opportunity to delve into other people's goals and insecurities and backstories and stuff. And I just really wanted to see how that would work.
Well,
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you definitely remind me of like a lot of my friends like who went to college and like their first year as a psychology major where clearly they're the problem. I mean, like the vibe is nailed. I'm very impressed.
I got everything I wanted. The reason I gave you that build is because of what an improbable combination it seemed like to me, and you're so creative. I knew that you were gonna come up with something. It's great, entertaining and fascinating.
It was fun to think about, and it was fun to sort of think about like what do they sound like and what kind of personality do they have. At some point, like earlier on, I was gonna make my character curse a lot, just like a lot, because kind of like yours, because and talk in this very weird voice because I was going to justify it with like that's how my builder talked, and so I just talk like they talk, and then after a while I was like I don't want to curse all the time. It just seems exhausting. No offense.
No, and yes, you're right, but.